Hello, hi, how are you? My name is Bailie and I am here to read a book with you guys. I'm here to read a book with you. Do you know how to say read and book in sign language? Do you know how to say read and book in sign language? I'll show you. We practiced this in another story that I read, but let's try again. So for read, you take your hand and you make it flat and put it in front of you like it is a piece of paper. And then you take this hand and make a peace sign. So you take your two fingers and put them up. And then you take your fingers and put them up and down on your hand or just over it. See, like that. But you look at it when you do it. So it's like your eyeballs reading a piece of paper. So this is read, read, read. Good. Can you do it? Read, read. Good job. Okay, now let's try book. This one's my favorite one. So you take your two hands and you put them together and then you open them like a book and you keep the bottom of your hands together. But you open the top and go like a book, like how a book opens like this. See? How a book opens like that. You take your hands and you open them. Book, book, book. Very good. Can you try? Book. Yay, good job. So I'm here to read a book. Book, book. Very good. So today we are going to be reading about opposites. We are reading about opposites. Do you know what opposites are? I can tell you, opposites are two things that are completely different. They are not the same. They are completely different things. So two things that are completely different. So if I'm big, the opposite of me, what is completely different from big? I think it's little. Big and little are opposites because they are completely different. Yeah, so we're going to be reading about opposites and maybe learning a little more. So this is Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie's first book of opposites. Very exciting. Hello! Today, Bert and Ernie are learning about opposites. Do you know the opposite of hello? Do you know the opposite of hello? What is completely different from hello? Well, when you say hello, that means you're coming up and you're greeting somebody and you're going to go and spend some time with them. But what do you say when you're leaving? What do you say when you're leaving? That's the opposite. That's right. The opposite of hello is goodbye. Goodbye. The opposite of hello is goodbye. Very good. See, Bert is saying hello because he's coming up to Ernie, but Ernie's got to go. So he's saying goodbye. When Bert goes to the library, he must be very quiet. He must be very quiet. Do you know what the opposite of quiet is? What's the opposite of quiet? quiet, then the opposite must be loud. The opposite must be loud. Let's see. Yes, the opposite of quiet is loud. When Ernie plays the drums, he is very loud. The opposite of quiet is loud. Oh my goodness. Oh no. It started to rain, but Bert has an umbrella to stay dry. He's staying dry. Do you know what the opposite of dry is? So if you're dry, what is the opposite of dry? So if the umbrella protects him from the rain and keeps him dry, what would he be if he did not have an umbrella? If he did not have an umbrella and he was in the rain, would he be dry? So what is the opposite of dry? Let's see. You're right. The opposite of dry is wet. The opposite of dry is wet. Wet is completely different than dry. When it rains, Ernie loves to splash and play. He gets very wet. When Bert stays dry because he has an umbrella. Very exciting. Bert walks slowly down the street. Bert walks slowly down the street. Do you know what the opposite of slow is? Do you know what the opposite of slow is? So if someone's walking slow, what is the opposite of slow? What does it look like Ernie's doing? If Bert is walking slow, what is Ernie doing? Look, it looks like he's running. And when you're running, are you slow? What are you? Yeah, you got it. The opposite of slow is fast. The opposite of slow is fast. Ernie likes to run. He can be very fast. Yeah. One last page. Here's our last one. What a busy day. Do you know the opposite of day? Do you know the opposite of day? So let's think. What happens in the day? Well, the sun is up and the sky is blue. So what is the opposite of day? When is the sun not up and when is the sky not blue? So that means that's when the sky is dark and the sun is down. So when does that happen? What is the opposite of day? Yes, the opposite of day is night. The opposite of day is night. And if you look out his window right there, you'll see that it's nighttime outside for Bert and Ernie. Yeah, Ernie and Bert are ready for bed. Good night. Good night, Bert and Ernie. Now it's your turn. How many opposites can you find in Bert and Ernie's bedroom? Well, let's take a look. How many opposites can you find in Bert and Ernie's bedroom? Well, I spot one at least. I see Ernie is awake because his eyes are open and he's smiling. I see Ernie is awake. What is the opposite of awake? So what is completely different from awake? If you're not awake, what are you? You're asleep. Very good. You are asleep. Yes. And that looks like Bernie is asleep. I think you're right. Okay, very good, everybody. Thank you so much for reading a book with me. Thank you for reading a book with me. And I hope I get to see you very soon. Bye-bye.